Hi folks, Adrian here from Life in the Man Cave. I'm filming this on my phone rather than my video camera, so we'll see what success rate we have. We've recently moved house. I'm trying to tidy up the garden, and I'm going to show you the dilemma I have. Okay, so here we have it in the back garden. All the bins, all the rubbish, all messy. We've got rid of loads of stuff by taking it to the tip, but this is the normal weekly shop. We've been in here about 4 weeks now, so you know it's time to start putting things in place to get organised. And what I intend to do is take this timber that I've just bought, one roughly 4" by 2" 8-foot length, and one decking board which is, it's in between 5 and 6 inches across. I'll go into the millimetres later, and another 8-foot length, and this is 1 inch deep. Round the edge of the garden we've got this wall because we're a corner plot, so they've given us a wall rather than a fence, so I intend to fasten something to that which will enable me to stack these boxes, the recycle boxes. So if you're interested and you'd like to see more, please watch. Now the principle of the bracket that I'm going to make for this tub, which is the standard one that the Shropshire County Council send out, is to have a bracket which comes inside here and holds that in place. So if I measure the internal measurements, furthest to furthest is 20.5 inches or 52 centimeters. So what I'll probably do is drop it down to 18 inches or 46 centimeters, so that it's a nice comfortable fit in the flat part of this box, and then it'll be in there quite comfortably. Okay, so because I've got 3 of these boxes, I now need to cut both of those pieces of wood into sections that are 18 inches long. Okay, now in order to get a good measurement, now I'm doing this upside down because I can't stand the other side of my workbench, which is these 2 trays at the moment, or 2 bedside cabinets which I'm fixing up. Tape measure goes over and I measure to 18 inches. Common mistakes people make when they're doing these is they'll have the tape at an angle. I'm exaggerating there, but you don't get exactly 18 inches when you do that. You will get slightly short. So try and keep your tape parallel with the edge. You can even push it right to the edge, but I think I'm near as doesn't matter there. And then I do a mark. And then if I do a little arrow there, that tells me that's the arrow and no others that I'm cutting. It also tells me, because this is the code I have for myself, that I'm cutting this side of the line and not this side, because again I want it 18 inches, I don't want it any shorter. Now something that you may or may not know if you are a complete beginner, if you have one of these kind of saws, a standard saw, and you know this isn't a special one, it's just a Spear & Jackson, but most of them do, you will see that you have a 90-degree marker here and a 45-degree marker there, which comes in very useful because once you've marked your line, you can put your saw right up to the edge, level with the line, and now as long as there is no gap and that is pushed firmly against it, then when I draw that line there, which I can't do because I'm holding the phone, I should get a line 90 degrees to the piece of wood, so that piece of wood will said to be square. I'll do that now. So there is a line that is 90 degrees to the edge, and if I wanted one that was 45, I could put the saw on like that, keep it level, and that would be 45 degrees. Okay, so you may know that, you may not. Most people who use saws would know that, but you know this video is intended for absolute beginners, so there you go. Drop that in. Now you don't need to see me cut the saw, and I am going to cheat. I'm not going to use that because I have one of these, so I'm going to use that to cut the saw, and I definitely can't do that whilst holding the phone. So I'll get back to you when I've cut 3 pieces of wood. Now this is tricky to do and hold the phone. So this is the tub that I'm using, this is the bracket, and I am holding it together in my hands at the moment, not with the screws, which I'm yet to put in. Now that will sit there inside the bucket. So the way it will work, the bucket will come up and rest underneath that, and then the bottom of the bucket will tuck into this bracket underneath. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but the next thing I need to do is to take this. The next thing I need to do is take this, screw these two pieces of wood together. Now, because I'm using a decking board, double-sided, I can either use this side or this side for the tracks, and because that's your traditional decking board side, I am going to flip it to disguise the fact that I've used decking board a little bit. So I will put a list of all the items that I had and where I got them from in the list below. If you're in the UK, it's B&Q that I've gone from, and the total list of parts come to 13 quid-ish. But like I say, I'll break it down later. Now, what I intend to do is drill some pilot holes using this 5mm drill bit. I'm pretty sure it's 5mm. 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to drill some pilot holes using this 4.5mm drill bit. It's an arbitrary value. I just want it roughly the width of the screw thread. I pull out a screw thread, but smaller than the head. So if I put that side by side, you'll see that when it focuses, that the screw will go through without touching the piece of wood I drill into, but it will drill into the one below. The reason I'm using a pilot hole is because it has less chance of splitting the wood then. So I'm just going to drill 3 holes. Normally I would measure the same distance up, but this decking board already has lines horizontally parallel to the edge, so I can put one there, one there, and one there, and then screw these in. I'll drill it in and then show you. So here we go. You can see I've screwed using 2-inch screws into the 2 pieces of wood together now, and then I've pre-drilled 3 more holes which I intend to go into the wall all the way through. Now I can either use a 4-inch screw for that, or make these holes bigger so the screw goes all the way in and just holds this back in place. Haven't decided yet. I'll see how I feel once I've cut the other pieces of wood. Get back to you in a bit. Okay, so I've come to the wall where it's going to go in this section, up against the corner of the house. I'm giving myself a bit of space in between the bracket and the house so the box can fit, and the handles to the box, but you can see there, very awkward trying to do this with one hand. That will line up with those holes, and then that'll fix on there with a bit of space in there. For the holes here, I've drilled a 7mm hole using a masonry bit. That's a masonry bit. You can see there's like the extra piece of metal welded inside the drill, and I've used these nylon plugs, which are multi-purpose. You can use them for anything, and in a new house, and the way they're built, they fit perfect. They do cost a little more. I think they work out about 7p each if you're buying 100, but just a job for the job. So I'll fix this piece of wood on and get back to you. Okay, you can see the finished job now. Got them on the wall. For my boxes, they ended up being 18 inches apart. Now, one of the problems I come to, there's my finger, those two are equidistant, those two are equidistant, meaning that those tubs fit in really nicely. When I come to do the top one, I measured 18 inches, which was to this line here, but when they built the wall, there is slight compression, meaning that it was half an inch out. So rather than drill into the bricks, which is really hard to do, especially with the lower powered cordless drill I've got, I just re-drilled into the holes, re-drilled the holes which attach it to the wall now, and then the holes that I had left I put screws in to help reinforce those two plates together and to fill the holes up. Now I could come back with wood filler and fill this and paint it to match the fences, but I don't know if I'll actually do that. It's one of those jobs that is done for now, but you can see the principle. Because they automatically go on the slope, only a slight slope, but you've got space to drop the stuff in the tubs, and then you can just take the tubs out for disposal every other week. Okay, I hope that's been of use to you. I'll catch you again soon. Bye.